The current situation involving LeBron James and the Los Angeles Lakers is far more complicated than a simple disagreement over roster spots. While most fans are scrolling through social media, looking at highlight reels or tracking box scores, a much more significant battle is being fought behind closed doors in the executive suites of El Segundo. For years, the public narrative has been that LeBron James is the ultimate teammate, a professional who simply wants to win championships and maximize his final years in the league. However, the reality surfacing in early 2026 suggests a different story entirely. This is a story about a massive power struggle between a global superstar, his high-powered agency, and a legendary franchise that is reportedly tired of being treated like a second-tier partner. Per reports from industry insiders in January 2026, the friction between LeBron James and Lakers controlling owner Jeannie Buss has reached a boiling point that many didn't see coming. To understand the gravity of the situation, we have to look at the three core questions currently haunting the NBA community. First, why is Rich Paul suddenly being so vocal about trading away core Lakers players on public platforms? Second, how does the recent gambling scandal involving a former associate of LeBron's impact his standing with the league's front office? And third, is the tension between the Lakers and Klutch Sports actually about basketball, or is it about a 2026 free agency plan that could leave the Lakers in total ruins? The common belief shared on basketball Twitter is that LeBron James is just frustrated with the team's current fifth seed standing. People think he's putting pressure on the front office to trade for a veteran big man like Jaren Jackson Jr. simply to win now. But the superior reality is that this looks less like a championship push and more like a hostile takeover. According to an episode of the Game Over podcast aired on January 19, 2026, Rich Paul made the unprecedented move of publicly suggesting the Lakers should trade fan favorite Austin Reeves. In the world of high-stakes sports agency, you don't just casually mention trading a player on your client's team unless there is a specific strategic goal in mind. This brings us to the most shocking development of the season, which involves the intersection of personal loyalty and federal investigations. According to documents referenced by major news outlets in late 2025, LeBron James was indirectly dragged into a massive gambling investigation. The reports state that Damon Jones, a longtime friend of LeBron and a former unofficial assistant coach for the Lakers, allegedly sold injury status details to a betting ring. Specifically, a message sent on February 9, 2023, urged a bettor to put significant money against the Lakers because LeBron would be out with an injury. While LeBron himself has not been accused of any criminal wrongdoing, the optics of his inner circle allegedly profiting off his medical data have created a massive trust deficit between him and the NBA league office. This scandal didn't happen in a vacuum. It occurred while the Lakers were already feeling the strain of the LeBron James era. Per reports from Heavy Sports in January 2026, Jeannie Buss has allegedly harbored resentment toward the media's portrayal of James as the savior of the franchise. For a family that has owned the team for decades, the idea that one player and his agency are now the faces of the brand is reportedly a bitter pill to swallow. Rich Paul addressed these rumors on his podcast with Max Kellerman, stating that where there is smoke, there is usually fire. While Paul defended the relationship on the surface, his admission that annoyances exist in long-term relationships confirmed what many insiders had suspected: the honeymoon phase in Los Angeles is officially over. The depth of this conflict became even clearer when LeBron James attempted to distance himself from his own agent's comments. After a win over the Atlanta Hawks on January 20, 2026, LeBron told reporters that Rich Paul is his own man and that his comments about trading Austin Reeves don't reflect LeBron's personal feelings. However, many league analysts are calling foul on this narrative. In the industry, it is widely understood that an agent of Rich Paul's stature does not go rogue on a podcast to suggest trading a teammate of his most important client without some level of internal coordination. According to an episode of ESPN from the same week, Austin Reeves' own agent, Reggie Berry, actually confronted Rich Paul on the sidelines to discuss the trade comments. This level of public infighting is almost never seen in professional organizations unless the power structure is failing. But why would Klutch Sports want to create this much chaos now? The answer lies in the big plans for 2026 that were teased months ago. Per a social media post from Nikola Jokic's agent, Miko Raznadovic, in July 2025, LeBron James and Maverick Carter were seen meeting with the powerhouse European agent in France. The caption explicitly mentioned making big plans for the fall of 2026. This date is critical because it coincides with LeBron James becoming a free agent after his current player option. The industry rumor mill is currently churning with the theory that LeBron isn't just trying to fix the Lakers. He might be looking for a way out to join a new super team in 2026. If the Lakers focus on building around their younger star, Luka Doncic, it creates a direct conflict with LeBron's short-term goals of winning one last ring before his son Bryce enters the league. Speaking of Bryce James, the timeline of his development is another massive factor in this power play. Per an interview with Shams Charania in early 2026, LeBron is reportedly monitoring how Bryce James looks as a prospect for the 2026 NBA draft. The industry believes LeBron is trying to recreate the history he made with Bronny, but this time with a potentially higher-rated prospect. This puts the Lakers in a difficult position. Do they continue to mortgage their future by trading assets like Austin Reeves for players like Jaren Jackson Jr. just to keep LeBron happy for one more year? Or do they finally stand their ground against the Klutch Sports influence? The tension has even manifested in LeBron's branding. In January 2026, LeBron debuted the Nike LeBron 23 in the Shut Up and Dribble colorway. While the shoe is a callback to his 2018 beef with a news host, the timing is being viewed by many as a statement to the Lakers front office. The heel of the shoe features the phrase "still talking," with the LA letters crossed out to read "Still King." This isn't just a fashion choice, it's a PR move designed to remind the basketball world that despite his age, he still intends to be the one calling the shots. According to sneaker industry experts, this release was calculated to reinforce his image as a leader who will not be silenced by owners or executives who want him to take a back seat. The reality of the basketball industry is that it is built on leverage. For a decade, LeBron has held all the leverage over the teams he plays for by signing short-term deals and maintaining an iron grip on roster decisions through his agency connections. But in 2026, that leverage is finally slipping. The Lakers have already shifted their long-term planning toward a younger core, and the gambling scandal involving a former associate of LeBron's has given the league a reason to look closer at his business operations than ever before. Per reports from the Odd Couple podcast on Fox Sports Radio, the Lakers front office is no longer afraid of a potential LeBron exit. They are reportedly preparing for a future that involves a 2026 free agent class that could include stars like Giannis Antetokounmpo or even a trade for Nikola Jokic. When you strip away the PR-friendly interviews and the Instagram posts, you see a franchise and a superstar who are essentially in a cold war. The Lakers want to move into the post-LeBron era with Luka Doncic at the center of their universe, while LeBron wants to ensure his final seasons are spent in a position of maximum power and championship contention. The public trade demands for Austin Reeves were a test of that power. According to analysts on First Take, Rich Paul was essentially daring the Lakers to choose between their loyalty to a fan-favorite player and their loyalty to the king. So far, the Lakers haven't blinked. This struggle highlights a massive shift in how the NBA functions. For years, the player empowerment era was synonymous with LeBron James. If LeBron wanted a coach fired or a player traded, it usually happened. But as we move deeper into 2026, we're seeing the limits of that empowerment. The Lakers' refusal to move Reeves and LeBron's subsequent need to publicly distance himself from Rich Paul suggest that the team is reclaiming its autonomy. The receipts show that the Lakers are looking at a 2026 salary cap that would be much cleaner without a $50 million player option for a 41-year-old superstar who brings this much off-court drama. In summary, the drama surrounding the Lakers isn't just about a team struggling to win games. It's about the collapse of a decade-long power structure. We've seen the receipts. The public trade demands from agents, the friction with ownership over savior narratives, and the shadows of a gambling scandal that has stained the inner circle. LeBron James is still the king on the court, but his reign over the front office appears to be coming to an end. The impact on his career could be significant, as his final legacy may not be defined by his championships, but how he navigated this final, messy divorce from one of the league's most storied franchises. The industry is changing, and the Klutch era of Lakers basketball is facing its toughest challenge yet. Understanding these moves is essential for anyone who wants to know how the NBA actually works behind the scenes. If you want to see how other superstars are manipulating the market and what the next major scandal in the league will be, you need to check out the next level of analysis. You can find more of these industry secrets in our Court Vision Rope Industry Secrets playlist. It's the only place where we break down the contracts, the PR moves, and the money that the mainstream media is too afraid to touch.